Hello, my name is Giselle Aguirre. I'm a third year student at the University of Laverne, majoring in business administration, and this is my personal and ethical visionary statement and the poster board that goes along with it. My visionary statement is to be a business owner who leads with respect and empathy, and to be known for shaping a safe, inclusive workspace where women can thrive in the trades. This is the vision that guides me, not only in my career goals, but the way I hope to contribute to the greater good. It's not just about owning a company, it's about changing the culture of an industry, which is, I know, it's crazy, it sounds insane, but I want to create opportunities for those who are often overlooked and leaving behind something that uplifts more people than just myself. Okay, I feel like to understand this vision, you have to understand the values that guide me. My core values are respect, empathy, and transparency. These aren't just words, but they are my moral compass. Respect means treating people with dignity. No matter who they are, what position they hold, it means acknowledging everyone's worth, from the newest apprentice to the most skilled welder. Going from that is empathy. Empathy means pausing to understand what others' struggles are, their dreams, their perspectives, and without empathy, leadership becomes very cold and detached. But with empathy, leadership becomes human, which I believe is something that is very much overlooked, especially in the workspace, where people are not seen as humans but as puppets. That goes directly into transparency. It's about being honest and open, honestly, whether in communication and expectations or in decisions that are made. A transparent leader earns trust, which is extremely important when it comes to building loyalty. Together, these values lay the foundation for the kind of workspace I want to create. And these values were not chosen at random by any means. As seen here, my first influence is my grandmother. My grandmother is one of my biggest influences. She actually raised me. She modeled integrity, humility, and strength. She taught me to be a leader. And leadership is not about titles or power. It's about responsibility that you have to others. I've also been shaped, as seen here, by learning from the mistakes of others. So by observing mistakes and moments where leaders have failed to respect or support other people, as I have seen in my past jobs, unfortunately, and watching those failures, it has showed me how damaging poor leadership can be, not just to employees, but to the entire workplace and the community surrounding it. From those lessons, I've honestly made a choice. I want to lead differently. I have to learn, I have to adapt, and I have to grow to ensure that my leadership reflects the values that I hold. And going on from there are my aspirations. So my aspirations are not necessarily seen on my poster board. However, they are shown more through my drawings. That is a welding helmet and a torch, a mother with her child, and a light bulb with an idea. So my aspirations are simple but strong. I strive to be the best in whatever I do. I carry a drive rooted in persistence and spite and determination. I know that may seem crazy, but when obstacles arise, I don't see them as a reason to quit. I see them as a challenge to overcome. In my past job, I experienced this a lot where I was working around mechanics. I was an office assistant. And there was an ongoing joke about how I'm too girly to be in a trade. So I decided to prove them wrong. And that has led me into welding. I am currently enrolled in Trade Tech Academy out in Covina. And one of my biggest goals is now to own my own welding company. Now, welding may not be a field many associate with ethical leadership or inclusivity, as it is a male-dominated trade and women often face barriers when entering it. Barriers like misogyny, disrespect, being underestimated, and my vision is change that. I want to build a company where women don't just survive in trades, they succeed, they lead, and they thrive. This vision contributes to the greater good in several ways. First of all, it creates a safe space. Every person deserves to feel safe, respected, and valued at work, especially. By building a culture that eliminates misogynistic interactions, I'll help women to feel supported and not silenced. Second of all, it opens doors. Women in trades often leave not because the work is like super hard and that itself, but honestly, it's the environment. And by fostering inclusion and respect, I can help more women stay, grow, lead in industries where their voices especially are needed. Third of all, it challenges the status quo. When one company proves that inclusion is possible and profitable, it sets a standard for others to follow. The ripple effect spreads beyond just this specific workplace that I have envisioned. It influences communities, industries, and future generations, which I am very excited to hopefully one day be a part of. And the greater good does not and will not stop at my company. When employees experience respect, empathy, and transparency, they will be able to carry those values into their family and their communities. They model healthier ways of leading, mentoring, and parenting. And I want to leave the old school, it's not for women mentality behind. Imagine a young girl seeing her mother thrive in welding, a field that she is told that is not for her. Imagine a team where men and women work side by side as equals, where collaboration replaces exclusion. These examples create new possibilities, showing that success and fairness can coexist. That is the greater good. Not just improving one company, but reshaping expectations of what leadership and inclusion look like as a whole. And finally, my personal and ethical visionary statement is more than just a goal. It's a promise. A promise to lead with respect, empathy, and transparency. A promise to create a safe, inclusive workspace where women thrive in trades. And a promise to contribute to the greater good, not by words alone, but by actions that uplift others. The greater good doesn't come from grand speeches or fancy ideas. It comes from living out our values day by day, choice by choice. For me, it means using my drive, my experiences, and my vision to transform a small corner of the world into a place where everyone has a chance to succeed. That is the legacy that I want to leave, and that is the challenge that I'm willing to accept. It's a change that I am committed to, and that is how I believe that I can contribute to the greater good. Thank you very much for listening. Have a lovely night.